Well, Mr. Taylor, if you hadn't signed them papers, I don't know how we was going to get Amos out here.
Well, I hope that Amos won't be embarrassed when he knows that I've arranged for his bail.
Well, Amos didn't want you to know nothing about it, you see.
Yes, I can imagine how Amos feels about it, but if Amos is innocent, which I believe he is, he shouldn't feel worried the least bit.
Well, I tell you, Mr. Taylor, I don't believe Amos had nothing to do with this thing. I've been living with him a long time now, and I know him as well as anybody could know him. I don't think he would do nothing like that, no.
No, Andy, I don't believe Amos would do a thing like that. I believe Amos is innocent, too. Possibly a victim of circumstances. Although it does look very bad for him.
Oh, yeah, it do look bad for him, all right. I'd hate to be in his place right now.
By the way, Andy, does Amos have a lawyer?
Yes, sir, yes, sir. The Kingfish done arranged to get the lawyer, but this lawyer won't start on the thing till he gets $50.
Well, you can't blame the lawyer for that. Now, here, take that.
What is this?
Here is $50. It's not necessary to tell Amos that I paid this $50, but you give this to the lawyer so that he can proceed with the case. Just be certain that the lawyer who is defending Amos is a good lawyer.
Oh, the Kingfish say that he is a good lawyer, all right. Yes, sir.
Well, now you turn that $50 over to the lawyer, and if you find he is not satisfactory, you let me know, and I'll get another lawyer for him.
Well, that certainly is nice of you to pay the $50. I know Amos would appreciate it, all right.
But it's not necessary to tell Amos where the money came from.
This here's brand new money, too, ain't it? This here's pretty-looking stuff. I like $20 bills.
Now, if Amos needs more money for his defense, you tell the lawyer to come to see me, and I'll talk it over with him. But don't let Amos know where the money is coming from.
Oh, I ain't going to tell Amos nothing, Mr. Taylor. Don't worry about that.
It seems to me that they are taking an awful lot of time to release Amos. I've signed the papers, and it seems to me he should be out by now.
Yes, sir. The man told us to wait here in the waiting room, that he was going to get him.
Well, perhaps they're investigating me. They wanted to know if I owned any property, and maybe that's what they're checking up on now.
You know, Mr. Taylor, I can't help but feel sorry for Amos.
Yes, Andy, it's very unfortunate. And, of course, Amos is embarrassed on account of Ruby. Ruby has been trying to keep it away from me, and it's caused quite a bit of embarrassment all the way around.
You found out from this here fella, Earl Dixon, didn't you, Mr. Taylor?
Yes, I believe he is the one that told me about it. He seems to think that Amos is guilty.
I ain't got no use for him.
You know anything about this Earl Dixon man?
No, sir. All I know about him is that he opened up the Easy Riding Taxi Cab Company across the street from us, you see.
Is he making money?
Well, I don't know. If he is, he ain't making it with his taxi cab.
I understand that he is selling stock in that company. He wanted to sell me half interest in his company. Came in the office the other day, but I didn't have time to talk to him.
I don't like him. He come over to the office the other day telling me that Amos was a crook.
Where is this fellow Dixon from, Andy?
I don't know where he come from, to tell you the truth, Mr. Taylor. They say, though, that he's from a lot of places.
I believe Amos introduced him to Ruby. He is a friend of Amos.
No, sir, no, sir. He's no friend of Amos's. No, sir. I sure he ain't. I think that Amos was talking to Ruby when he happened to come along or something, and Amos introduced him because he had to do it, I guess, you see.
I know this fellow Dixon has called Ruby several times, and I believe I heard her tell him not to call her anymore.
Yeah. Well, here he come. Look here.
Hello there, Mr. Taylor.
Well, Amos, my boy, I'm glad to see you.
Well, Amos, you is out, you see.
Mr. Taylor, I hardly know what to say to you about this.
That's all right now, Amos. That's all right. Just don't talk about it.
No, brace up, Amos. You was all right.
I know that's easy to say, but I feel so bad about it, Mr. Taylor. I just want to tell you one thing, though. I give you my word of honor that I ain't done nothing.
We believe that, Amos, and we believe that you're innocent.
Yeah, you'll get out of this mess all right, Amos. You'll get out of it.
You is the one that run my bail, ain't you, Mr. Taylor?
Yes, I've arranged for that, Amos. But that's all right. Just don't think any more about that.
We got a lawyer for you.
Mr. Taylor, I certainly do thank you for doing this for me. I don't know what in the world I'd have done if you hadn't been for you here to get me out of here.
Amos, I'm very glad to do it.
It certainly do feel good to be out in the air out of that jail. Let's get out in the street so I can get some fresh air, will you please?
How we get out of here, Mr. Taylor? Out this door right here. That's the way. Yeah, that's right. Go ahead.
Yes, right through there, boys. I believe that's the way we came in.
Yeah.
Now, you boys go ahead out, and I'll meet you out in front. I want to speak to the desk sergeant here before I leave.
All right, Mr. Taylor. We'll meet you out in front. Come on, Amos.
Come on, let's get out of here, Andy.
Through this door right here. Get on out there. I don't like it in here myself.
Smell the fresh air, ain't that nice?
Yes, sir.
Man, I'm so glad to get out of there, Andy. I was kind of embarrassed, though, Andy, you know it?
Well, what are you embarrassed about?
Well, I don't know how to thank Mr. Taylor for this. He done so much for me. I just feel like I'll never be able to pay him back as long as I live.
After you marry Ruby and start buying clothes for her and paying for her food, you'll be taking something off his hands then, all right.
I don't know if Ruby will want to marry me now, Andy.
Oh, she don't think nothing about this, Amos.
Andy, I declare I didn't have nothing to do with that business that the man arrested me for. I ain't had nothing to do with it.
Oh, I don't believe you had nothing to do with it either. The only thing is, kind of looks bad, that's all.
How much did Mr. Taylor have to put up to get me out of there?
I don't know, but he was over here 2-3 times. I think he had to go down to the bank and get some bonds or something. Wait a minute, here he comes. Here he come back.
Mr. Taylor, I don't know how to start to thank you for this.
Well, that's all right, Amos. I know just how you feel. Now, just forget about it.
I know, Mr. Taylor, but I feel embarrassed. You done so much for me. I just want you to believe, though, Mr. Taylor, that I ain't had nothing to do with this thing that they arrested me for.
Well, just try not to worry, Amos. Just try not to worry. That's perfectly all right.
I can't help but worry, though, Mr. Taylor. I just can't help it. I would rather go to jail if you thought that I had something to do with this here thing. I'd rather go to jail than be a free man than to have you and Ruby think that I done it.
Oh, Amos, Mr. Taylor don't think that. He don't think that.
No, Amos, I'm sure that everything will come out all right. Andy and the Kingfish have a lawyer for you. And if I can be of any other service to you, why, you let me know.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Thank you, sir.
Now, boys, I have an appointment. I'm going down this way, so I'll see you in the next day or two, Amos. And by the way, here's the note that Ruby asked me to give you.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Thank you 1,000 times. I'll see you later, Mr. Taylor.
So long, Mr. Taylor.
So long, boys.
So long, Mr. Taylor. Thank you, sir.
See what's in the note, Amos.
Andy, this here's a mess, ain't it? I ain't done nothing, but everybody said that it looked bad for me, you know it?
Read the note there now. What's in that note?
You see here, please call me at once. I love you more than ever. Ruby. Ain't that sweet, Andy?
Brace up, Amos. Brace up, boy. Now, I'll with you.
Oh, Andy.